Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, PattSun, and today we're gonna be taking a look at r/cheating stories, where OP feels like he just won the lottery. Let's begin. I never thought that I'd be so happy to catch my ex-wife cheating on me. Posted by Reddit user Reddit admin Dumb87.
I'm not even sure if this qualifies as revenge. I think it does, but I'll let the public be the judge. First off, this story occurred many years ago. Let me give you a rundown of the laws around divorce where we lived at the time. Both parties need to agree to the divorce unless one party can prove the other party is at fault. This would mean something akin to cheating. There are also other reasons, but cheating falls into this. Now, I honestly shouldn't have married my ex-wife, but I was young, dumb, full of cum, she was pretty, and I did what I did. So after our first year of marriage, I came to the conclusion I wanted to end our marriage. It wasn't working out for many reasons. However, my ex-wife did not want a divorce. Her life was better being married to me than without me, and I think she was trying to hold on to that. But there was no love. My ex-wife set a price of $100,000 to agree to a divorce. This does happen here, where if one party wants a divorce and the other doesn't, the party that doesn't want the divorce comes up with a cash payment they want, and you negotiate from there. Now I didn't have $100,000, I could get about $25,000, and I was willing to pay that. Also, we had no kids, we didn't own anything together, etc. We spent a long time going back and forth over money and how much I'd pay her to divorce me. She finally agreed. I was thrilled. I was so happy. I decided I would go out and celebrate, and that night the stars aligned. Now to give you an idea of how utterly lucky I am about to get, we lived in a city about the size of Chicago, many millions of people, lots of places to go. My friend took me to a new bar in a part of the city I had never been to before. We celebrated, we had a good time. I walk out the bar around 2:30 a.m. and it was like fucking Christmas. There was my wife with another man. I had a hunch she was cheating on me, and I was so happy. She was heading for a taxi, and I ran and got into a taxi behind her and told the cab driver to follow them. Much to my enjoyment, the taxi was clearly going to my house. She gets out, I pull out the camera and I get a few pictures of her kissing this man. Once I get the photos, I immediately email them to my work account to protect them, and I get out the car and I approach the two lovebirds. I introduce myself, I thank the kind gentleman, and I make one request. If they want to have sex, don't have sex in my house, but that's all. I then hand her lover my business card. I thank him for all the money he's saved me and tell him if he ever wants to go grab a beer, I'd be happy to buy him a few rounds. I then wish the two lovebirds all the best and go upstairs and head to bed. To say my ex-wife was livid was understatement. However, the next morning she pointed out something, and I have no idea how strong her agreement could be in a courtroom, but it did concern me. She said since we already agreed to divorce, it wasn't really cheating. And I would still have to pay her. Well, that afternoon I get a phone call. It's my ex-wife boyfriend. He apologized for sleeping with my ex-wife. I told him no worries. He then said he'd like to talk to me. We agree to meet up, and we do. Turns out he had previously been cheated on, and apparently my ex-wife lied to him about her relationship status. She said we were waiting for our divorce to be finalized, which was not true, and that she didn't live with me anymore, which was not true. He also asked me if I had sex with her in the last 6 months, and I said I did. Turns out their relationship had begun about 6 months prior, and they were sexually active with each other. And she told him she wasn't having sex with anyone, especially me. Whoops. I asked him if he had any documentation of them dating, and he goes yeah. He ended up sending me all the pictures he took of them together, some of which included him kissing her, etc. He also sent me numerous screenshots of text messages between her and him, some of which included her clearly lying about her relationship status with me. I put all of this in a folder and backed it up to numerous places to include a USB drive, which I hide in my office at work in case she found a way to delete the data, which she never did. I then went to my ex-wife and I had a sit down with her. I went over the mountain of evidence I had against her. Option A. She agreed to a non-contested divorce. I will give her 30 days to move out. She gets nothing from me, and I get nothing from her. Option B. I get a lawyer and I sue the living crap out of her, get a massive judgment against her, still get my divorce, and saddle her with a ton of debt for the rest of her life. She agreed to the non-contested divorce. That was on a Saturday. That Monday we went to the courthouse, filed for divorce. This started her 30 days. I shacked up with my buddy so I could be out of her way. We had a court hearing a few weeks later. Judge made it clear we were doing a non-contested divorce. Once he stamps the divorce decree, we have to report this to City Hall, and our divorce will be finalized. Us not having kids or property make it quick and easy. We both agreed, we both signed. Judge stamped the documents. I eagerly grabbed my divorce decree and rushed to City Hall to report my divorce, and wham, bam, thank you ma'am, I was a free man. I actually ended up becoming friends with the guy that was banging my wife, and we still talk today. Although over COVID-19 pandemic our relationship got distant, but not because of a falling out or anything, just not talking to each other.
OP, that's a good story. But man, if I lived in a place where you have to either prove that your spouse has done a very specific thing or both of you have to agree to get divorced, I would never even consider getting married in the first place. There are so many ways people can trap each other in terrible situations or ruin each other's lives if you can't just get a divorce because one of you doesn't want to. And you never know who even the nicest person turns out to be years down the line. And with that powerful of a tool at their disposal, who knows what they'll do? Does that even make sense for a man to marry anyone when the woman can simply refuse to divorce you because she doesn't want to or you're not paying her enough money to do so? And even with the overwhelming amount of evidence where she was cheating, the worst thing that could happen to her was, well, apparently not getting paid. How is that fair? On another note, you should call the other guy, OP, and get a beer together. I'm sure he misses you and he's wondering why you don't talk to each other anymore. Spend a little bit of money with him. Do some bro activities. You practically stole your ex-wife's boyfriend. You may as well enjoy it. Okay. That came out wrong. What I meant was, he was a bro, you should treat him to something. You know, as a bro, because he was a bro to you during your divorce. No homo. And now, for today's second story. My friend's wife and her adultery. No one seen it coming. Posted by Reddit user Suspicious Primary 88.
My good friend just got married on 18th of August this year. The wedding was a wonderful day. They had a nice honeymoon. They seemed so in love all through the relationship. After they got back to reality, around a week and a half later his wife said she needed a break and left the family home. 2 days later she had slept with another bloke from work. She kept my friend's hopes up for about a month, and he was still thinking that there's a chance that they can come back together after her space. She gave no indication that they were generally splitting up. Or no indication there was someone else. He confronts her, and she said no, there's no one else. A month went by, and then she told him she cheated. He still told her he wanted to try to work on the marriage. She declined again and again. A few weeks went by, and he found out that the whole time they've been on a break, she's been with the other guy, temporarily living with him, even though she said she was at friends' or family's houses. She still continues to live temporarily with this new bloke. She told my friend that it just feels like she is filling a void. Also, that it doesn't feel right, but she loves the new guy and has nowhere else to go for now. It's convenient. My friend still tries to help her where he can and still worries all the time about her. The damage she has caused, it's ridiculous. My friend has been destroyed ever since it all happened. I never seen him like this. She was a stepmother to his children for the time they were together, so it has affected the whole family, as she was such a big part of everyone's life. She was an inspiration to the children, to be honest. She blames it on the fact that family life was getting a bit too much and she needed alone time, but she already knees deep into another person's life. He still misses her every single day. We all told him move on and forget about it, or do what you think best. But he continues to struggle in day-to-day life. It's had such a big effect on him. Any advice would be much appreciated. Thank you.
OP, what you need to tell your friend is to grow a fucking pair and stop being a doormat. Divorce his wife. If infidelity can be shown as a valid ground for divorce and not pay for alimony, he should fucking use it. Also, he should go in for individual therapy and the kids for family counseling. There are certain issues that came to the forefront, primarily low self-esteem and fear of abandonment. What she did was a huge slap on his face, yet he kept on trying to be together with a cheater. That's so stupid. Look, OP, he needs to go completely no contact. Like block her on everything. Shit her out from his bank accounts if she was added. Call her parents. Let them know, her siblings, his family, and all of your friends. Post it online, saying it sucks getting cheated on. Tag her and the other guy. Be his friend, OP. Be blunt with him. Say the things he needs to hear. Guide him with the things he needs to do. Lay them out if you have to. He needs a friend. He needs you. Viewer support is the best way for me to remain independent and continue bringing you these daily videos, which will always be here on my YouTube channel for you to watch absolutely free. So consider clicking that super thanks just below the video title, or you can use my PayPal in the description box down below. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, make sure to subscribe to PattSun to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.